number 10 seed West Bend West. The Spartans 9-15 on the year, and the hosting Fond du Lac Cardinals 11-15 this year. They finished 6th in the FVA, good enough for a 7 seed in their sectional. We'll talk a little bit more about that sectional and the regional and the potential upcoming games for Fond du Lac. The number 2 seed is Kimberly. We can talk a little bit more about that later on in the broadcast. These two teams met earlier in the season, back on Tuesday, April 21st, about a month ago, and it was a 4-3 win for West Bend West. So despite being the lower-seeded team by a couple of different seeds, they came here to Fond du Lac and got a 4-3 win about a month ago, talking about West Bend West. And so chance to exact some revenge for Fondy and win when it matters and continue their playoff run here this season. Pre-game show brought to you by Right Way Home Improvement. Appreciate them and their sponsorship of local high school sports. Jordan King with you here in the pre-game show. We'll take a timeout, and we'll come back with more right after this here on Radio Plus.
At Radio Plus, we're proud to bring you stream team coverage of local sporting events. Our team is dedicated to providing live coverage from across Wisconsin, supporting the local teams and communities we know and love. What began as a one-person operation with play-by-play on radio has grown into a 5 or 6-person production. Keeping pace with the latest technology, equipment, and personnel is not only demanding, but costly. If you'd like to support this broadcast as a sponsor or a donor in any way, please log on radioplusinfo.com.
It's the dawn of a new day for Dr. Kathy Doyle Kelly and Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry.
I'm Dr. Dylan Fogel, and I'm now the new owner of Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry. I'm truly honored to carry forward the tradition of personalized care you've come to know and trust. You'll still see Dr. Kathy and all the familiar faces who make this office feel like home. At Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry, we promise to do everything we can to keep you smiling before, after, and even during your appointment.
Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry will be changing its name to Fogel Family Dentistry in 2026. Find Dr. Dylan Fogel on Fond du Lac Avenue in Fond du Lac.
At Musa Sheet Metal, they spend generations building a better everyday life. They don't just build panels, they build a legacy. They're growing, innovating, and pushing the limits again with their brand new 24-gauge stocked steel line. Musa colors created by the Musa team, 25 bold choices ready to go, delivering the best solutions in architectural sheet metal. Say hi to the Musa apprentices. They're your neighbors, your classmates, and the future of the industry. Musa Sheet Metal, revolutionizing steel, building the future.
104 years ago, Silica opened its first store. And as the community grew and home needs changed, so did we. That's why we now carry thousands of top quality home goods, a vast furniture selection, all your appliance needs, the comfort of bedding, and even TV, security, and home electronics. Everything you need for your home, and the delivery and service after the sale that keeps customers coming back for generations. That's why, since 1922, it's been Silica for your home.
We return here to Fond du Lac High School. WIAA regional action between West Bend West and Fondy. Saw our message there from our friends at Silica for your home. They sponsor the starting lineups. Let's give you the starters, starting with West Bend West, the visitors this afternoon. Leadoff batter, the third baseman, number 3, Riley Weber. Number 4, and hitting in the 2-hole, the shortstop, Nora Johnson. Batting third, playing center field, number 14, Layla Reichenberger. Cleanup, right field, number 11, Stella Ovali. Number 22, batting in the 5-hole, is the first baseman, Stella Gardner. Batting sixth and pitching, number 18, Shay Hagel. Number 33, batting seventh, is Emma Lovey. She's going to play left field. Batting eighth, the designated player, number 25, Natalie Granger, and rounding out the batting order, the second baseman, number 34, Nora Rank. The defensive replacement for the designated player, Natalie Granger, is the catcher, number 29, Journey Rabine. Those the starters for West Bend West. How about for the home Fondy Cardinals? Leading off and catching, number 3, Tristan Ernst. Batting second and playing center field, number 24, McKenna Schultes. Batting third and playing right field, number 5, Lillian Birschbach. Cleanup hitter, number 8, the shortstop, Brianna Mentink. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 6, Mallory Thorpe. Batting seventh, the designated player for the Cardinals is number 43, Alyssa Henke. Batting eighth, the first baseman, batting seventh, number 9, the first baseman, Maddie Gao. Batting eighth, number 4, second baseman Elena Fink. And rounding out the batting order for the Cardinals, the left fielder, number 13, Ava Hobson. And the pitcher not hitting this afternoon is number 10, Ava Martinez. So those are the starters for both of the sides, and they are presented to you by Silica for Your Home. Present the starting lineups for us this spring on Radio Plus. This is the Right Way Home Improvement pregame show. We're going to take one more time out, and West Bend West just finishing up their infield out there right now, and then we'll be just about set to go officially about 10 minutes away from first pitch, but we'll see if we get going a few minutes early here this afternoon. Before we send it to some breaks, let's send it to the Lenz Truck Center Athlete of the Week, and that's brought to you by our friends over at Lenz Truck Center.
Each and every week, Lenz Truck Center of Fond du Lac Radio Plus Video Sports in partnership with Jeff's live streams salute a great student athlete of the week. Congratulations to Laconia's Aubrey Maurer. Maurer for Laconia is the leader in school hits.
Fires up the middle. It'll be deep. It'll be gone. A 2-run shot for Aubrey Maurer. That is the all-time career hit record for the Laconia Spartans. It is number 157 for Aubrey Maurer.
Aubrey has just hit her career 157th hit, and what a way to do it with a home run.
Again, congratulations to Laconia's Aubrey Maurer, our student athlete of the week this week from Radio Plus Video Sports in partnership with Jeff's live streams and our presenting sponsor, Lenz Truck Center.
Yeah, I mean, Aubrey's just a hard-working kid. She's worked. She's played varsity for 4 years, and she continues to push herself and work hard. And for her to get this school record, it is so deserving because she's put in all the work that she needs to do that. So I'm happy. I'm thrilled for her.
I want to give a quick shout out to Scott, Jeff, Miss Moeller, and our sports coordinator, Cody Moon, because me, my mom, my dad, who's also a coach, we had no idea. So they coordinated the poster, they coordinated the shout out, they coordinated everything. And I just want to say a big thank you because I could not truly be here without them. They're great.
We got the trucks at Lenz Truck.
Today's game is brought to you by Edward Jones and these area Edward Jones financial advisors. Robert Bruce, located at 68 North Main Street. Patrick Ellistad, located at 560 Fond du Lac Avenue. Jeff Wills, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. And Matt Helmer, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. Good luck to all athletes in today's game. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value Menu has so much Lutz, it's starting to go to people's heads. I'm the Lutzierge.
Which is the mini taco salad fork?
Here to help them cope. So when you try the mini taco salad, beefy potato loaded griller, or chips and nacho supreme dip, enjoy the Lutz. Just don't let it go to your head.
Yeah, bring the car around.
You know there's no valet.
Then who's getting the car?
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value Menu. 10 extravagant indulgences, all $3 or less.
Walk right in. That's the laid-back feeling you have when you work with the Roush Insurance Agency in Fond du Lac. Their agents are dedicated to putting your mind at ease when you make your insurance decisions. They live, work, and play here and will make sure that they are there at the time of need for their clients and families. Visit RoushINS.com for more information or walk right in. 770 South Main Street in Fond du Lac. The Roush Insurance Agency, your hometown insurance team for over 30 years.
We return here to Fond du Lac High School. Glad to have you along this afternoon. First round of regional action, regional semifinal action to be specific here between 7th-seeded Fondy and number 10 seed West Bend West. This is sectional number 4 in Division 1. Appleton North got the top seed. They'll have an opening round bye, as does 2nd-seeded Kimberly and 3rd-seeded Neenah. Waupun is the 4 seed. Oshkosh West number 5. 6 is Kaukauna, and then Fondy. Here are the 7 seed Menasha Appleton East in the 8-9 matchup. West Bend West is the 10, Manitowoc Lincoln 11, Sheboygan North 12, and Appleton West rounding it out with the 13 teams. In this sectional number 4, as I mentioned, Kimberly awaits the winner of this contest here this afternoon. 7-10, they're always kind of close enough that you got to go into it thinking it's a coin flip type of game, and if you're Fondy, got to believe that you got to play well this afternoon if you're going to advance to play Kimberly on the road coming up on Thursday. That's when the regional final round is. Then next Tuesday, June 2nd, would be a sectional semifinal. Sectional finals are Thursday, June 4th, around the state. So that's the schedule for Division 1. And they're announcing the starting lineups of both of these teams, as they do here in the Right Way Home Improvement pregame show. We'll remind you of those Silica starting lineups: Riley Weber, Nora Johnson, Layla Reichenberger, Stella Ovali, Stella Gardner, Shay Hagel, Emma Lovey, Natalie Granger, Nora Rank. That's the 9 hitters for West Bend West, and then their defensive replacement is Journey Rabine, the catcher. 3 captains are Riley Weber, Nora Johnson, and Shay Hagel, who will be in the circle this afternoon to face this lineup from Fondy: Tristan Ernst, McKenna Schultes, Lillian Berschbach, Brianna Mentink, Mallory Thorpe, Alyssa Henke, Maddie Gow, Elena Fink, and Ava Hobson. And the defensive player for Fondy is the pitcher, Ava Martinez. So those are the starters for both of these teams. And then we'll take one more time out here in the pregame show, as I think we're going to have a national anthem played as Fondy runs out onto the field for the first time. And after the anthem, we'll be ready to roll here on Radio Plus. Thanks for joining us. That's going to wrap up our Right Way Home Improvement pregame show, and we'll have regional semifinal softball when we return on Radio Plus.
Cleaning your gutters is a pain, but ignoring them could ruin the value of your home. Gutter Helmet is the solution. Choose the perfect color to blend with your home, and our certified technicians will install Gutter Helmet in less than a day. Call Gutter Helmet today to never clean your gutters again.
It's the dawn of a new day for Dr. Kathy Doyle Kelly and Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry.
I'm Dr. Dylan Fogel, and I'm now the new owner of Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry. I'm truly honored to carry forward the tradition of personalized care you've come to know and trust. You'll still see Dr. Kathy and all the familiar faces who make this office feel like home. At Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry, we promise to do everything we can to keep you smiling before, after, and even during your appointment.
Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry will be changing its name to Fogel Family Dentistry in 2026. Find Dr. Dylan Fogel on Fond du Lac Avenue in Fond du Lac.
Walk right in. That's the laid-back feeling you have when you work with the Roush Insurance Agency in Fond du Lac. Their agents are dedicated to putting your mind at ease when you make your insurance decisions. They live, work, and play here, and will make sure that they are there at the time of need for their clients and families. Visit RoushINS.com for more information or walk right in. 770 South Main Street in Fond du Lac. The Roush Insurance Agency, your hometown insurance team for over 30 years. Today's game is brought to you by Edward Jones and these area Edward Jones financial advisors. Robert Bruce, located at 68 North Main Street. Patrick Ellistad, located at 560 Fond du Lac Avenue. Jeff Wills, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. And Matt Helmer, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. Good luck to all athletes in today's game. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
When we first began with high school sports and video streaming, it was a camera or two. It's grown to multiple cameras, multiple angles, a switcher operator, a couple of announcers, on-field shots, and really we do all this to enhance the viewership.
But the larger scale production, we just have more options, more camera shots, more quality with our interviews, during the game, post-game, and pre-game, really bring a great product to families that are watching at home or watching after the fact.
Students have families in different communities, different states, even different countries. All those people are able to watch our broadcast and see their family performing at a really high level.
We like to think of it as not just being there for a game, but really enhancing the community involvement with this, and that's what it's about.
Welcome back here to Radio Plus Video Sports on a sweltering Tuesday afternoon here in late May. And hey, you'd rather have this than blustery winds and sideways rain. But man, it's hot out there for both of these teams, and see how both these teams handle this. 7th-seeded Fondy getting in the postseason here, started against West Bend West, and stepping in is Riley Weber to start this ball game with a strike from Ava Martinez in the circle for the Cards. Fondy, as I mentioned, 11-15 on the year, finished 6th in the always challenging Fox Valley Association, and this is pretty much the FVA in their region, or their sectional, I should say, as it so often is in postseason, where they regionally group teams together. This one blooped out towards center field. Nice play made by McKenna Schultes on the run, and that'll get this ball game underway with an early out for Ava Martinez in the circle. Contact there from Weber. Soft out to center field, and Schultes runs well out there, made the play. First pitch swinging strike here to Nora Johnson, the shortstop. And Martinez quickly ahead, 0-1. As she was against Weber as well. A couple of first pitch strikes to the first two hitters from West Bend West. That one's upstairs. And the count runs 1-1. Mallory Thorpe, Brianna Mentink over on that left side of the infield. That one popped out of the glove of Tristan Ernst, but was in there for a strike. It's 1-2. And over on the right side of the infield, Elena Fink and Maddie Gao over at first base defensively. And then around the outfield from left to right, this one's outside. And the count is 2-2. Ava Hobson, McKenna Schultes, Lillian Birschbach for the Cards. And Tristan Ernst, as we mentioned, behind the dish. 2-2 count. That one's in the dirt. Well, skipped off the turf, I should say, here at the gorgeous sports complex over here at Fondy High School. Just a stone's throw away from that nice turf football field. Here's the turf infield on the softball diamond. Still grass on the outfield and a knock. And provides some traffic for Martinez to deal with here in the first inning for West Bend West. That brings up Layla Reichenberger, the center fielder, number 14, digs in on the left side and takes a first pitch strike. So Martinez has had no problem throwing a first pitch strike. That's an 0-1 count to all. Again, that one's downstairs, and it's 1-1. Martinez set again. Comes home. Fouled back to the screen. In on the hands of Reichenberger there, and she couldn't get the bat extended. So it's 1-2. Nora Johnson, the shortstop, over at first, having worked a very nice walk after being down 1-2. That one's inside. Very, very close, but just off the plate to Reichenberger, and a good eye there. Fired up her dugout. Good pitch, struck out. Reichenberger on the swing. There's out number 2 of the inning. That'll bring up Stella Ovali, the right fielder, cleanup hitter. Bats on the right side. Left, right so far in the batting order for West Bend West. Kind of throws some different looks. That one on the outside corner, but in there for a strike to Stella Ovali. So first pitch strike to all 4 batters so far. That one outside corner, but just off the plate. 1-1. Martinez has gotten ahead of all 4 hitters so far. And it's a 1-2 count. She's gotten all 4 back to back off the plate. Nonetheless, brings up Stella Gardner. Gardner in on the hands, bloops it down the left field line, foul. And another 0-1 count. Make that all 5 batters here in the first inning that have Schultes waits for the 2-1. This one popped straight up in the air. Going to be handled by the third baseman, Riley Weber, out there. Ranges over, makes the play. And 2 up, 2 down for Fondy here in the bottom of the first. Just popped up over there between home plate and third base. Not a ton of wind, but you could tell it did move a little bit there on Riley Weber, trying to track that as it was popped straight up. That brings up Lillian Berschbach, the right fielder, one of the captains of this Fondy team, along with Tristan Ernst, Brianna Mentink, and Mallory Thorpe. First pitch was a ball. That one swung on and a foul tip, so it's 1-1 to Lillian Berschbach. Shea Hagel has done a nice job out in the circle in this bottom half of the first for West Bend West. And give Fondy some credit. They've been aggressive. First pitch, they've had an opportunity to put some contact on their swing. Excuse me, they're swinging away. Here's a line shot out to center. Oh, nearly beat Layla Reichenberger back there, but she reached up and made the play. Good contact from Lillian Berschbach, but it ends up with a line drive out to center field. 3 up, 3 down for Fondy. We head to the second. Scoreless here on Radio Plus.
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value menu has so much Lutz, it's starting to go to people's heads. I'm the Lutzierge.
Which is the mini taco salad fork?
Here to help them cope. So when you try the mini taco salad, beefy potato loaded griller, or chips and nacho supreme dip, enjoy the Lutz. Just don't let it go to your head.
Yeah, bring the car around.
You know there's no valet.
Then who's getting the car?
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value menu. 10 extravagant indulgences, all $3 or less.
Back here at Fondy. Top of the second inning, West Bend West goes back to work at the plate with Shea Hagel, the pitcher. Chance to help her own cause. Great great first inning for her in the circle in the bottom of the first. This one, a check swing, and Hagel held back, so it's a 3-0 count from Martinez, who, we talked about in the first inning. All 5 batters she faced, she threw first pitch strikes to. Not the case here in the top half of the second, already down 3-0. See if Hagel has the green light here with 3 balls. She did not. She took ball 4 way upstairs, so a leadoff walk for Shea Hagel in the West Bend West Spartans. And you know what they say about first batter walks, leadoff walks, always dangerous. That brings up number 33, Emma Lovey, the left fielder, and there's a first pitch strike from Ava Martinez, back to pounding that strike zone. She got to do this time of year, that's for sure. Lovey squares to bunt, stays fair, and she gets down the line well and is safe. Not sure if there was miscommunication, but over at third, Mallory Thorpe couldn't get rid of it quick enough. Elena Fink had a long way to go to try to cover second there, or excuse me, cover first from her second base position. And I think the bunt almost surprised Fondy a little bit there. So runners on first and second with nobody out here in the top of the second. Natalie Granger watches a first pitch strike. Be interesting to see. We'll call it a hit here, a bunt single, although it could have gone down as maybe an error. But it was a perfect bunt between home plate and third base, put down by Emma Lovey. Granger fouls that one back. She's down 0-2. Martinez, a strikeout would look really good here. That one's at the knees and downstairs. That brings the count to 1-2 to Granger. Rank on deck, and then it goes back up, rolls back over to Riley Weber. This one at the knees, and a strike out for Martinez. Granger couldn't believe it. That one looked a shade downstairs. We saw that called a ball a couple of times already today, but that one judged to have been in there. Too close to take with 2 strikes, that's for sure. Strike on the opening pitch to Rank. So a couple of runners on here for West Bend West. Let's see if they can cash in. Martinez comes home, another bunt attempt. And bunting right through it was Rank, so it's 0-2. Big opportunity for Martinez to get a couple of strikeouts here, which would maybe calm things down a little bit. That one's in the dirt again. And a 1-2 count to Nora Rank. Then the leadoff hitter, Riley Weber, on deck. Martinez comes home. This one popped out right back to Martinez. Infield fly in effect. And a couple of outs here. Martinez has worked her way into an opportunity to get out of this inning with the pop-up right back to her after she struck out Granger. That one fouled away from Riley Weber. We're trying to figure out the scoreboard, having some technical difficulties with the scoreboard, but it is scoreless, 0-0, top half of the second inning. Runners on first and second. And Riley Weber at the dish. She flew out to center field to McKenna Schultes back in the first inning. Fouls that one straight back, and once again Martinez is ahead 0-2. After a 4-pitch walk to Shea Hagel, she has just pounded the strike zone. Talking about Ava Martinez. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's upstairs, and it's 1-2. To Riley Weber. West Bend West has had runners on first and second in both innings so far. That one's downstairs, and it evens the count at 2-2. 2 outs. Martinez comes home with the 2-2. That one chopped foul. And a nice job by Weber to stay alive there. And trying to slap that one to opposite field. Just got enough on it to stay alive. Martinez comes home with another 2-2. Another foul ball. Great at-bat here from Riley Weber. The third baseman has seen a ton of pitches here in this at-bat. This will be pitch number 8 by my count. This one chopped out to third base. Going to be a tough play, and Weber's safe at first. They're going to be loaded here for Nora Johnson, the shortstop, who's going to come to the plate. That for sure was a single for Riley Weber. She got down the line in a hurry. So Nora Johnson, after walking in the first inning, has a chance with the bases juiced here in the second. Martinez comes home. That's upstairs. 1-0. You feel like West Bend West, there's a lot of momentum riding on this at-bat right here for Nora Johnson. Martinez comes home. Another one chopped over to third base. This one handled a little more cleanly, but I think safe at first. No, they're going to call her out at first. Johnson looked like she beat the tag, but she is out on the 5-3 putout, and that ends a potential rally for West Bend West. We head to the bottom of the second, tied at 0.
At Radio Plus, we're proud to bring you stream team coverage of local sporting events. Our team is dedicated to providing live coverage from across Wisconsin, supporting the local teams and communities we know and love. What began as a one-person operation with play-by-play on radio has grown into a 5- or 6-person production. Keeping pace with the latest technology, equipment, and personnel is not only demanding, but costly. If you'd like to support this broadcast as a sponsor or a donor in any way, please scan the QR code on the screen.
We're back here on Radio Plus. A big opportunity there. My goodness. Big opportunity for West Bend West. They had the bases loaded. Nora Johnson chopped one down the third baseline. She thought she was safe. I tell you what, just, we're down here right next to first base. It certainly looked like Johnson made it there in time, but it was a very close play. And a nice play over at third base by Mallory Thorpe. But there was some frustration there from the West Bend West dugout, but they got to kind of flush that and get back into it here in the bottom of the second inning. That would have been obviously was a big call over at first base. It would have scored a run for West Bend West. Instead, they leave the bases loaded. This one lined out to short, and it gets through. Good at bat there from Brianna Mentink, and she's got a single on a hard hit ball out to shortstop. And that was Nora Johnson, who just got called out on that play to end the top half of the second inning. Again, trying to get these scoreboards sorted out for you. It's tied at 0 here in the bottom of the second. Nobody out, runner on first for Fondy, and stepping in is Mallory Thorpe, the third baseman. Shea Hagel retired all 3 in the first inning for West Bend West. And so this is the first traffic she's faced here today. Here's a bunt. Tough play over at third. Safe at first. And safe at second. So Fondy with base runners on first and second. Mallory Thorpe beat out the throw. And West Bend West fans frustrated. They feel like they've gotten the wrong end of both calls so far. Both 50-50s over at first base. So nobody out. Runners on first and second for Fondy. And that brings up Alyssa Henke, the designated hitter. And she watches a ball. One-0 count for Shea Hagel in the circle. This one's upstairs, but Henke fouls it off. So a 1-1 count here as Hagel tries to get something going. This one straight up the middle, and they're going to send the runner around to try to score. She's going to be in there, and Mentink scores the opening run for Fondy on an RBI single from Alyssa Henke. Good piece of hitting by the designated hitter for Fondy. And she's got herself an RBI. So Fondy leads at 1-0. just like that. How easy some things can change. Yeah, I'm just getting another look of that play at first base in the top of the second inning. Went back on our Radio Plus stream, and I think it's pretty clear that Nora Johnson beat it out. Now, the challenging thing with a two-man crew, when you got the bases loaded like that, you have that umpire that makes that call is standing all the way out in left field. And so that's a tough call for him to make. And so, you certainly sympathize with not having maybe three guys working a game like this, but that's just the way it goes early in the playoffs. This one's blooped out to left field and gets past the left fielder out there. Thorpe's going to come in to score, and the pinch runner is going to come in for Henke as well. And so that's a 2-run single along with an error by Maddie Gow, who, hey, put the ball in play and see what you can do. And just like that, Fondy leads at 3-0. And West Bend West, as frustrated as the calls that have gone against them that both looked pretty clear were the incorrect calls, you got to be able to shake those off. And unfortunately for West Bend West, from their standpoint, have not been able to. This one's downstairs in a 1-0 count. Elena Fink, the second baseman, standing in here for Fondy. Still nobody out in the inning. And Gow out there at second. This one popped back to the pitcher, and the play made by Hagel. And so she gets the first out of the inning here. 5 batters in. And that'll bring up Ava Hobson, the left fielder, number 13 for the Cards. Hagel set to go here with 1 out in the bottom of the second. That one swung on and missed. Hobson's down 0-1. Hagel set once again. This one swung on and driven down the left field line, but foul. Hobson put a charge into that one, but just had the wrong curve on it. So it's 0-2 to Hobson. Waiting on deck is leadoff batter Tristan Ernst. To Hobson. And swung on and missed. That's a great off-speed pitch there by Shea Hagel. So 2 outs with a runner still in scoring position for Tristan Ernst. You're in the top of the second. Bottom of the second, excuse me. First pitch is a strike. Hagel comes with the 0-1. That one's outside and upstairs as well. And it's a 1-1 count. Here's the 1-1. That one's in there at the knees to Ernst. And it's a 1-2 count in favor of Shea Hagel. Trying to get out of this inning after giving up the 3 runs. 2 of which will probably go down as unearned. This one's grounded back to Hagel, and she calmly makes the play. 1-3 putout ends the inning, but Fondy gets 3 in the bottom of the second. We head to the third with the Lens Truck Center Play of the Week.
Each week, Lens Truck Center, Radio Plus Video Sports in partnership with Jeff's live streams, salute a great Play of the Week. This small ball Play of the Week is from Lamira.
So it's runners on second and third now and no outs for who other than Krista Gossner. That one bunted towards the pitcher. It'll be a throw to first and it'll not be in time. Now they'll catch Addie Benke in a pickle. Throwing back and forth, and Becky's going to get around it.
What a play by Benke.
Again, thanks to Radio Plus Video Sports in partnership with Jeff's live streams and Lens Truck Center.
Talk to me about this late inning battle you guys have. This isn't the first time that we've seen it. You guys did it against Campbell Sport, the Cardiac Lions a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. I think they're trying to give me gray hairs, honestly. But the fact that they fight through and make adjustments over and over again, No matter what point in the game it is, it just speaks volumes to their confidence.
We got the trucks at Lance Truck.
Back here at Fondy High School. Fondy leads at 3-0 after 2 innings. It'll be Reichenberger, O'Valley, and Gardner to get things going for West Bend West, who left the bases loaded last inning on a controversial call. Nora Johnson called out. Looked like she beat it. And then at the bottom of the second, Fondy capitalized on the favorable call. This one lined out to right, and the play made out there by Lillian Berschbach. Good first step. She read that extremely well off the bat of Reichenberger, and it's the first out of this top of the third inning. We'll still trying to get that scoreboard situated for you, but for the time being, till we can get a correct score, we'll leave it down for now. Fondy leads at 3-0. We're in the third inning with 1 out. First pitch that time to Stella O'Valley was a ball. And Martinez continues to work here in the circle in the third inning. That's a strike. And that's been the biggest friend of Martinez in the circle, is just continuing to throw strikes consistently. And she's done that so far. This one's fouled straight back by O'Valley. But nonetheless, I mean, give West Bend West credit. They've put a ton of pressure on. They should probably have at least a run. But not to be today. Martinez comes home. That one skips off the turf and evens the count at 2-2. So a 2-2 here to O'Valley. This one swung on and fouled off. And again, you know, it said this once last inning, but man, West Bend West has done a great job of staying alive and battling, fouling pitches off, and got to give them a ton of credit in that regard here this afternoon. That's part of the reason that they were able to put so much pressure on the Cards back in the top half of the second inning. Martinez with the 2-2. That one's upstairs as well. I believe the umpire agrees with me. It should be 3-2. The scoreboard's been off a couple of times today. Doesn't matter, as O'Valley swings and misses on the off speed from Martinez. So there's out number 2 of the inning, and that brings up Stella Gardner. Gardner struck out back in the first. Martinez comes home with it. In there at the knees. That's been a good first pitch for just about every batter this afternoon. She's been ahead 0-1. She had that 4-pitch walk to Hagel back in the second. Other than that, she has been excellent throwing first pitch strikes. Has Martinez. 1-1 count. That one's over the head of Ernst. 3-0 lead for the Cards. Here in the top half of inning number 3, 2 outs. Gardner awaits the 1-1. That's outside. And it's a 2-1 count. Winner of this game moves on to play number 2, Kimberly, coming up on Thursday. Keep their season alive. Martinez outside again, so it's a 3-1 count here to Stella Gardner with a couple of outs. Martinez comes home with it. Good looking pitch, fouled away by Gardner. So back-to-back full counts here for Martinez in the circle. She was able to get Stella Ovali on an off-speed pitch. See what the plan is here against Stella Gardner. Full count pitch. Comes with the fastball upstairs and strikes out Gardner for the second time today. 1-2-3. For the first time this afternoon, goes West Bend West. We head to the bottom of the third. Fondy leads at 3-0.
Cleaning your gutters is a pain, but ignoring them could ruin the value of your home. Gutter Helmet is the solution. Choose the perfect color to blend with your home, and our certified technicians will install Gutter Helmet in less than a day. Call Gutter Helmet today to never clean your gutters again.
Bottom of the third here on Radio Plus. Fondy leads at 3-0. McKenna Schultes will lead things off for the Cards, and she takes the ball to start Fondy's half of the third. Hagel went 1-2-3 in the first and then gave up 3 in the second. There was one 50-50 that you could maybe call an error, one that was definitely an error. So 2 of the 3 runs. Don't want to leave that one up to a judgment call by an umpire. Spiraled into some errors that West Bend West made in that second inning. This one popped down the third, one's downstairs at the knees. Here's the 2-1 from Hagel. Good looking pitch. That one skied out to left field, and a nice play made out there by Emma Lovey. Retires the side for West Bend West. It'll be the pitcher, Shea Hagel, to lead things off for the Spartans to start the fourth when we return on Radio Plus.
At Musa Sheet Metal, they spend generations building a better everyday life. They don't just build panels, they build a legacy. They're growing, innovating, and pushing the limits again with their brand new 24-gauge stocked steel line. Musa colors created by the Musa team, 25 bold choices ready to go, delivering the best solutions in architectural sheet metal. Say hi to the Musa apprentices. They're your neighbors, your classmates, and the future of the industry. Musa Sheet Metal, revolutionizing steel, building the future.
Whatever it takes.
AirTech delivers whatever it takes service to take care of you. Bryant and AirTech Heating of Fond du Lac.
Back here, top of the fourth inning on Radio Plus. Shea Hagel started that second inning that really should have led to some runs for West Bend West. Started that off with a walk. See if she can do something similar here in the fourth. Hagel, Lovey, and Granger due up for West Bend West. And they put a ton of pressure on Fondy back in the second inning. Should have had the opening run of the afternoon. But Nora Johnson on the wrong side of a out call at first where it looked like she beat it. So a 1-1 count here, and now a delay. from the umpire. Not sure what that was for, but it's a 1-1 count to Hagel. Martinez comes home with the 1-1. That one's upstairs. Hagel chased. And the count goes 1-2. Martinez ahead of Shea Hagel here in the fourth. That one's upstairs. Kind of jam shot out to second, and it's off the glove out there at second base of Elena Fink. And so Hagel reaches on what I would say was an error, E4. But nonetheless, she'll take it. She's on base for the second time this afternoon, and see if they give her a courtesy runner. They will. Try to get you confirmation of a runner out there for you. Number 10 is Lillian Baylor, who will run for West Bend West. And that brings up Lovey, who singled back in the second inning to give runners on first and second for West Bend West, and trying to do the same here as the Spartans try to get back into this thing. Swing and a miss on the left side, and the count is 1-1. Martinez, this one's squared around in another bunt. This time Martinez throws out Lovey, so that's the second time that Lovey has bunted. This one will go down as a sacrifice in the first out of the inning, but she does the job to move the runner up to second base. That brings up Natalie Granger. Granger struck out looking back in the second. That one's outside, 1-0. Fondy leads it 3-0. We're in the top of the fourth with one out. This one's downstairs. A good block by Ernst back there to save an extra base from Baylor out at second. She would have easily gotten to third had that gotten past Ernst. 2-0 count here, and this one swung on and fouled away down the right field line. And the count is 2-1 to Natalie Granger. Rink waits on deck for West Bend West. That one's inside, nearly clipped Granger, and it's 3-1. An opportunity to keep putting pressure on Fondy, and that's what West Bend West has done all afternoon. And that one is down at the sock line, but called a strike, and Granger didn't like that one, much like she didn't like the low strike that called her out back in the second. Martinez comes home. That one skips off the turf, and a walk to Granger. And now Rank comes back up with two runners on base. It's eerily similar to the second inning. Two runners on base, Rank at the plate. Turn the lineup over to Weber, who's on deck. Yeah, very similar to what we saw back at the second inning when West Bend West really should have had their first run. Here's the 0-1. That one's fouled away. Rank thought it hit the plate. I did too. Umpire said it hit the turf. Nonetheless, it spun foul. So an 0-2 count here to Nora Rank, who's trying to see if she can load the bases for the top of the order. That would be something. That one's on the outside corner. First inning for Shea Hagel. And West Bend West stays 3 down here to the Cardinals. We'll head to the fifth inning getting late here, back half of the ball game for West Bend West. We'll see if they can put some pressure on Fondy, as they have so far. Back in 30 seconds on Radio Plus. Back here, top of the fifth, on Radio Plus. Thanks for being with us. Nora Johnson will lead things off. Last time she was at the plate was that controversial call at first where she looked to have beat it out and ended a bases-loaded rally for West Bend West. But, man, have the Spartans put on the pressure on Fondy today. They have had all sorts of traffic out there for Martinez. They just haven't had the big hit to bring them all in. 1-1 count here to Nora Johnson. It'll be Johnson, Reichenberger, and Ovali to bat here for West Bend West. This one fouled back, and it's 1-2. 7 runners left on base for West Bend West this afternoon. And you feel if they get one of those big hits, man, there could be a crooked number coming for the Spartans. They've put that much pressure on Fondy this afternoon. That one was downstairs in a 2-2 count to the shortstop Nora Johnson, who made a couple of nice plays in the bottom half of the fourth. That one's down, and a strike 3, and it was handled by Ernst back there. Johnson thought it got away from her. It did not. So a strikeout of Nora Johnson to start this 5th inning. That'll bring up center fielder Layla Reichenberger. She's 0 for 2. She struck out in the first and then lined out hard to right field back in the third. And she made it to first, but struck out again in the third. But now she's got a runner in scoring position. That's been the story of the afternoon for West Bend West. This is inning number 5. 4 out of the 5 innings they've had runners in scoring position. This one lined out to center. It's going to beat Schultes out there and hit off the wall. We'll see if they send the runner home. And, yeah, Reichenberger will score in a RBI double for Stella Ovali. Gets West Bend West right back into this thing. And that'll bring up Stella Gardner. We said it coming into this inning. West Bend West has just piled on pressure. You felt that big hit was coming. I'll see if they can make it a crooked number here in the 5th inning. That one chopped back from Stella Gardner, excuse me. Hagel waits on deck. She'd like an opportunity to help herself out with a couple of base runners out there. We'll see if Gardner can reach. Give her that opportunity. 0-2 for Ava Martinez, who's gotten back to it. Looks like we got our scoreboard back here in the top of the 5th inning. There you go. I think we'll test it out here and see if we got it. Maybe. We'll see. Positive things happening for us as we got the crew behind the scenes working extremely hard. There you go. How about that? 3-1. We'll switch the scores. Fondy's got 3. West Bend West has 1. So we'll get that straightened out. Excuse me. Here's the 2-2 count. And a strikeout. Big time out there for Ava Martinez in the circle. There we go. How about that? Top of the 5th, 3-1. If it's not one thing, it's the other this afternoon, and we're wading through all of them. Team's doing a great job. Appreciate them. So 3-1 is the score, and here is Shea Hagel, the West Bend West pitcher, trying to help herself out. Big run out at second base still with Stella Ovalle. If they can drive her in, get this thing back to a one-run game, who knows? Give yourself an opportunity. That's what West Bend West's trying to do here. 1-1 count to Hagel. Couple of really hard hit balls here in this inning for West Bend West, and that's why they finally broke through and got their first run of the ball game. That one downstairs as well. That's been the miss today for Martinez. When it's been a ball, it's more than likely been down in the dirt. Swung on and missed from Hagel. And a 2-2 count with 2 outs here in the 5th. This one chopped down the third base line. Foul. Hagel walked back in the second and then reached on an error an inning ago in the 4th. Hagel awaits the 2-2. Martinez comes home. This one skied up. We'll see if it stays in play. It will not. Clangs off the West Bend West dugout. And so it stays 2-2. Couple of softballs coming raining in. Ava Martinez playing dodgeball out there. Two count with 2 outs in the 5th. Big time spot here for Shea Hagel to help herself out in the circle. She can knock in another run here in the 5th. Martinez comes home. This one's ripped down the left field line and just a little bit out in front was Hagel. Martinez continues to work out there in the circle. 2-2 again. This one's upstairs. Above the letters that time for Hagel and a good eye. Full count. Hagel gets a tip and stays alive. That's what's impressed me maybe more than just about anything else from West Bend West this afternoon is their ability to just battle. They fouled off so many pitches and have given themselves so many opportunities, and Martinez has had to work really hard for every out that she's gotten. Another full count pitch, double digit at bat here, pitch at bat here, and Hagel fouls another one away. Straight back to the screen. I mean, we've seen a handful of 8, 9, 10 plus pitch at bats for West Bend West this afternoon. And here's another. Hagel waits, another foul ball. She's got a wry smile on her face out there. I'm sure she's getting a little frustrated that she can't straighten one of these out, but man, it's got to be equally as frustrating out in the circle for Ava Martinez. You just keep battling these, and if Hagel can find a way to get on base, it's kind of one of those disappointing situations if you're a pitcher. You try so hard. Another foul ball back to the screen. What a battle here between Martinez and Hagel, the two pitchers on the afternoon, and they are going at it here in the top of the 5th. Who's going to win it, Martinez or Hagel? Here comes another full count pitch. This one's fouled back. My goodness. We're approaching 15 pitches here in this at-bat. Hagel is just staying alive. Oh, An unstoppable force and an immovable object. What a fun battle here between Martinez and Hagel. Another full count pitch. Another foul ball. That's going to get out of here. Wow. How about Martinez? It is hard to throw that many strikes in a row. But Martinez she's pounding the strike zone here with the full count as well. More than 15 pitches in this at bat. I stopped counting. I don't have enough fingers and toes to do that. And a strikeout of Hagel by Martinez. That is a big-time battle won by the Fondy pitcher, and we go to the bottom of the fifth with Fondy leading it 3-1. Back here, bottom of the fifth inning, officially 16 pitches to Shea Hagel. And pitch number 16, Ava Martinez finally won the battle with a strike at the top of the zone that Hagel swung through. She's back out there very quickly. She was quick back to the dugout, obviously disappointed after that kind of battle. But she is the first one out there onto the field here to get back in the circle and continue rolling, where she's been very good this afternoon. This one chopped by Hobson over to short, and a throw in the dirt. And Hobson's going to move up to second base, and she's in there safely. The throw wide that time from Nora Johnson out there at short. So Hobson out at second on the error. Probably was not a fun slide out there at second base either on the turf, but she was in there sacrificing for the team. Nice bunt this time. Tough play, but it's made by Hagel in the circle. That was an excellent bunt by Tristan Ernst, and she gets the sacrifice on the 1-4 putout to move Hobson up to third base. That'll bring up McKenna Schultes. Lillian Birschbach on deck. A couple of chances here to drive in a run. This one out to Hagel. They're going to throw behind Hobson. She's back in there. Hagel tried to look her back, and by the time she looked back up, Schultes was going to be safe at first. So a fielder's choice. And a question here by West Bend West on whether that was a fair ball. And so they're going to have a conversation. The plate ump and the field ump are going to have a conversation here to make sure that was a fair ball. Not sure what the field ump can offer this conversation particularly, but always worth having a conversation and checking it out. I think West Bend West might make a change here as well. Runners on first and third. Schultes, I think you would call that a fielder's choice rather than an infield hit for Schultes. As Hagel got there in plenty of time, she would have easily thrown out Schultes with a good throw. Instead, she decided to try to look back Hobson over at third base. Then she threw behind her, and they nearly got her. It was a good tag by Riley Weber over there. So runners on first and third, no changes for West Bend West at all. Squaring around a bunt and a steal attempt for Schultes, and she'll easily steal second. And I think West Bend West was willing to give that to her. Lillian Birschbach squared around to bunt. It was in there for a strike. So runners on second and third with one out. Chance for Fondy to pick up some big-time insurance runs here. That one's upstairs. Journey Rabine back behind the plate for West Bend West has popped up a couple of times, and she's got a good arm back there. See if she decides. It's a risky throw if you're going to throw down to second in this scenario. I mean, I just don't think you do it. That one was upstairs as well. So a 2-1 count here to Lillian Birschbach, the right fielder, who made a couple of nice plays out in the field this afternoon. That one's upstairs too. So a 3-1 count. And I don't know if they're trying to be careful. I'm not sure I would pitch around Birschbach. Brianna Mentink is 2 for 2 this afternoon with a couple of singles. She's on deck. This one ripped out to right field, and it's going to drive in a pair of runs. Birschbach around second, headed to third, and she'll be in with a stand-up 2 RBI triple. Lillian Birschbach hammered it out to right center field, and the lead for Fondy is 4. A big-time spot for the captain, Lillian Birschbach. And she delivers. So a couple of one error to start this inning allowed Hobson out to second, and then some small ball. Got a couple of runners in scoring position, and then the big hit from Lillian Birschbach. She was 0 for 2 to that point, but she hit a hard ball in the first inning, popped out in the third, but that one was hammered out to right center. First pitch strike to Brianna Mentink. As I mentioned, 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. She scored back in the second. This one is fouled down the right field line, and she is quickly behind 0-2. She scored the first run of the game back in that second inning. Now Fondy leads at 5-1 here in the fifth. That's down the third baseline. Taken in there. Nice play by Weber and a great throw. Weber speared it and did a nice job. I mean, it helps that she's at third base, and Birschbach didn't even think about stepping off the bag there. But what a throw all the way across the diamond. 2 outs here. And here's a ground ball. Once again, a nice play by Weber. Rushed the throw, and Fondy's going to score. Mallory Thorpe makes it to first on an error, and it is 6-1. Weber did the hard part, and I think she didn't realize she had as much time as she did. And the throw just off, and Fondy adds a 6th run. This one lined down the third base line. So 2 outs, 0-1 count. Thorpe is at first. Alyssa Henke drove in the first run of the ball game. This one is caught out and right. Nice play made out there by Stella Ovali to get out of the inning, but not before Fondy tacks on 3 more insurance runs and extends the lead to 5. We go to the 6th. Fondy leads at 6-1.
At Radio Plus, we're proud to bring you stream team coverage of local sporting events. Our team is dedicated to providing live coverage from across Wisconsin, supporting the local teams and communities we know and love. What began as a one-person operation with play-by-play on radio has grown into a 5 or 6-person production. Keeping pace with the latest technology, equipment, and personnel is not only demanding, but costly. If you'd like to support this broadcast as a sponsor or a donor in any way, please log on radioplusinfo.com.
We return here in the 6th inning on Radio Plus Video Sports. Thanks for being with us. Emma Lovey, Natalie Granger, Nora Rank due up for West Bend West, but we're going to have a pinch hitter to start this 6th inning. Check on that here in just a moment. Number 32, Peyton Valentino, is going to pinch hit for West Bend West in place of Lovey. First pitch, she swings away and foul tip. 0-1 count quickly for Ava Martinez, where she's kind of lived there this afternoon. She's gotten plenty of first pitch strikes. And there is a strike on pitch number 2 as well. So Valentino comes in and sees a couple of nice pitches from Martinez and quickly behind 0-2. Martinez brings home the 0-2. That one grounded softly out to short. Play made there. Good throw by Brianna Mentink. And Fondy starts off the 6th inning with a nice defensive play. 6-3 on the putout. Brings up Granger. And Martinez continues to work. She's been very good. I mean, she has certainly surrendered some base runners. But, man, this has been a pesky effort from West Bend West. They have been very good on the offensive side, and Martinez hasn't batted an eye, despite having traffic on in just about every inning. The 3rd inning is the only inning that West Bend West has not had a base runner up to this point. That one's upstairs, and it's a 3-0 count to Granger. Here is the 3-0. That one's in there for a strike. I think that was an appropriate red light situation. West Bend West needs base runners, and might as well get them on a walk if you can. That one's upstairs, and there's a 5-pitch walk for Natalie Granger. So she finds base for the 2nd time this afternoon, both of them via the walk. And that brings up Nora Renk. Bottom of the order, see if they can turn it over with a couple of base runners on. That one's outside. It's 6-1 here in the top of the 6th. That one upstairs but swung on by Renk. And evened up at 1-1. Martinez comes home with the 1-1. This one swung on and popped over to Gow out at first. And there's the 2nd out of the inning for Fondy. So Weber comes up with 2 outs yet again. The 2nd and 4th inning, both opportunities for Weber where she came up with 2 outs. And just maybe one hit away at the bottom of that order for West Bend West. If one more of those batters could have got on base. That one fouled away by Weber. It's 1-1. Martinez steps back in the circle. She's ready. Works very quickly in the circle. And that one in there for a strike. One-two pitch. Once again, Martinez 1 strike away from getting out of this 6th inning. This one's upstairs. Runner going for 2nd. She's in. Oh, she was in there. But for the 2nd time this afternoon, West Bend West on the wrong side of a bang-bang play out at 2nd base. Granger slid under the tag but was called out. So that'll end things in the 6th. We go to the bottom of 6. Fondy leads at 6-1.
It's the dawn of a new day for Dr. Kathy Doyle Kelly and Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry.
I'm Dr. Dylan Fogel, and I'm now the new owner of Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry. I'm truly honored to carry forward the tradition of personalized care you've come to know and trust. You'll still see Dr. Kathy and all the familiar faces who make this office feel like home. At Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry, we promise to do everything we can to keep you smiling before, after, and even during your appointment.
Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry will be changing its name to Fogel Family Dentistry in 2026. Find Dr. Dylan Fogel on Fond du Lac Avenue in Fond du Lac.
Back here for the bottom of the sixth inning. The frustration is palpable, and, we're right next to the West Bend West dugout, and they have had a handful of bang-bang calls all go in the other direction this afternoon, and there's certainly some frustration out there for the Spartans, who have put a ton of pressure out there on base. I will say this, if there's a silver lining from a West Bend West perspective, that means Riley Weber and the top of the order gets to come up with nobody out. But, hey, that also means you're taking the bat out of Weber's hands with a runner in scoring position, which is what the situation would have been had that call been correctly made out at second. Gow is leading things off for Fondy here in the sixth inning. Fondy hopes it's their last time at bat. That means they take care of West Bend West in the top of the seventh, and they move on to play on Thursday. Gow chops it over to short. Nice play, gloved by Johnson, but the throw again is not there, and we have seen a number of those errors made today by West Bend West. That's, by my count, error number 4 today for the Spartans. Fondy will have a pinch runner here. We'll check on that for you. Number 25, Autumn Klebs, will base run for Gow. Fondy wanted to check if the throw was out of play and they should have a runner in scoring position. The base ump said no. So that'll bring up number 4, Elena Fink, the second baseman, with nobody out here in the bottom of the sixth. First pitch to Fink, she squares around, and it's upstairs. See if Fondy does play some small ball. That kind of looks like that might be the case with Fink and Hobson at the bottom 2 in the order. Maybe they'll try to see if they can't get a runner into scoring position for Tristan Ernst in the top of the order. That one bunted right through from Fink. She's taking her time between pitches. Hagel ready to go. This one bunted and spins foul. So a 1-2 count now to Fink, and may have to abandon the bunting idea at this point. Hagel comes set. Here's the 1-2. Blooped out to right center. It's going to get down out there. And no play at second base at all for Layla Reichenberger. And that's exactly what the Fondy coaching staff wanted from Elena Fink. Just get some contact on it and see what happens, and she finds some grass out there with a single. Runners on first and second with Ava Hobson at the plate. She reached on an error back in the fifth, and she ended up coming around to score. It was a 2-base error. Nora Johnson out at short threw it wide of Gardner at first. And that allowed Hobson to get all the way around to second. Hagel comes set on the 0-1 and delivers. This one lined out to center. It's going to get in the gap out there, and this might score a pair as well for Hobson. It will. They're going to send Fink around. She's going to score, and a 2 RBI double by Ava Hobson. And how about that from your 9-hole hitter? She's 1 for 3, but she has 2 RBIs and a run scored, and has just wreaked havoc out there. And just like that, it's 8-1. And now Fondy can maybe take this to run rule territory. This one skied out to left field, and a playmate out there as Ernst goes down on the F7. But that's just the first out of the inning. West Bend West huffed and puffed, but it, just not a clean enough game. Certainly on the defensive side, they lacked that big hit. On offense, Schultes squares to bunt and can't get it down. But you do just wonder if that in that second inning, with that bang-bang play at first base that wasn't really as bang-bang as it looked, and the call went the wrong way for West Bend West. That one's downstairs and evened up the count at 1. You just wonder, because momentum changes things, right? That just changes an entire game. And for that to happen, and then Fondy tacks on 3 in the bottom of the inning. This game could have been totally different. Schultes with a good bunt, but it's going to trickle foul. And it's 1-2. That was unfortunate. That was an excellent bunt by McKenna Schultes. And she probably can't believe that thing didn't stay fair. That was perfect. That was hopeful from West Bend West to let it go foul, because they weren't getting her no matter how perfect the throw. That bunt was A+. Now it's 1-2 with Hobson out at second. Schultes is going to foul this one down the left field line, and West Bend West not quite able to get there. So Schultes will recollect and sit in there on the 1-2 yet again. Schultes once again swings away, fouls it, and it hits her, so she gets another chance. Hagel keeps battling for West Bend West. Here's the 1-2. Upstairs, 2-2. If you're looking for a play of the game, I'll tell you what, the inflection point, that 16-pitch battle between Martinez and Hagel, that Martinez finally struck Hagel out on the 16th pitch. A runner at second base. West Bend West had just scored their first run. Chance to get it within a single run. And Martinez able to strike Hagel out. Once again, Schultes skies one down the left field line, stays alive. But yeah, you just never know if Hagel's able to find a base hit, score a run, make it a 3-2 ball game. Too many left on throughout the afternoon for West Bend West. This one a little higher, might give a chance for Johnson to get there, and West Bend West will make the play out there. That's a nice job by West Bend West's substitute left fielder out there, number 32, Peyton Valentino, who has now retired 2 in a row. So 2 outs now for Lillian Birschbach, who had the big hit in the last inning. Back in the 5th, she had a 2 RBI triple, and then she got driven in herself. So she's having a nice afternoon. 1 for 3 with those 2 RBIs and a run scored, similar to the stat line of Ava Hobson. Birschbach fouls this one back over to Brianna Mentink, who's in the on-deck circle. 1-1 count to Birschbach. Berschbach waits for the 1-1. That one's upstairs. Hagel comes home. That one foul tipped. And it is 2-2. Off speed pitch there, and it was a good one from Hagel. She's just thrown it in select spots this afternoon, but she's had Fondy out in front when she does. That was a fastball. And Schultes checked that Berschbach right on it. Berschbach, you just get the feeling she relishes these opportunities with runners on base in front of her. That one's upstairs. And a full count walk for Hagel. She hasn't had many of those today. In fact, that might be the first of the afternoon for Hagel. Yeah, it is. First walk of the day for Fondy. Just tells you how well Hagel has continued to hit the strike zone. And Fondy's going to get another pinch runner in here. And we'll get confirmation of that in just one moment. It's number 2 for the Cards, Saren Sabel. And Brianna Mintink steps in. She's had a very nice afternoon as well. She is 2 for 3 with a couple of singles and a run scored. She's looking for her first RBI this afternoon. She can find a base knock. This one is skied out to short. And Nora Johnson ranges over and makes the play. We head to the 7th inning. West Bend West down 7 to Fondy. Score is 8-1. Back after this.
At Musa Sheet Metal, they spend generations building a better everyday life. They don't just build panels, they build a legacy. They're growing, innovating, and pushing the limits again with their brand new 24-gauge stocked steel line. Musa colors created by the Musa team, 25 bold choices ready to go. Delivering the best solutions in architectural sheet metal. Say hi to the Musa apprentices. They're your neighbors, your classmates, and the future of the industry. Musa Sheet Metal, revolutionizing steel, building the future.
Top of the 7th, last chance here for West Bend West. They got to put up a crooked number here to stay live. 7 to be exact required for West Bend West. Top of the lineup, Weber, Johnson, Reichenberger due up for the Spartans. And gonna wait for, get the play. West Bend West coaching staff wasn't quite ready to get, there you go. Let coach get over there quick. All right, now we're ready to go. Ava Martinez steps into the circle, and Riley Weber gets a fresh count here in the top of the 6th. She was batting as Natalie Granger was caught stealing to end that 6th inning. Granger looked like she slid in under the tag, but called out. This one grounded through the left side, and Weber's got herself a base hit. And that's, as I mentioned, that's the silver lining maybe of getting Weber a fresh slate there and having the top of the order with nobody out. Now, that being said, that probably would have scored a run in the 6th inning had that happened. There's a first pitch strike to Nora Johnson. Johnson's 0 for 2. She walked back in the first, had that mismarked. She walked in inning number 1. That one's outside. And so the count is 1-1 to Nora Johnson. West Bend West just got to find a way to pass that baton pass the bat along. Then they're going to do it here. That one singled very hard straight back up the middle by Nora Johnson. And they got the leadoff couple of batters out there with Weber and Johnson. And here comes Layla Reichenberger, who is 1 for 3. She singled back in the 5th. So we'll see if West Bend West can just keep plunking away with some base hits here. Try to put Fondy under some pressure. First pitch swinging is Reichenberger, and she fouls it back to the screen. So, again, this one swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. The third inning, the only inning today that West Bend West did not have base runners. I mean, they just had traffic all afternoon against Martinez. Here's the swing and a miss. That one's in the dirt, but taken in by Ernst. And the runner's not going to try to advance, so the strikeout for Reichenberger, and that's the first out of the inning. That brings up Stella Ovalle. Last time around, she doubled and drove in the first run of the day. See if she can find some contact yet again and try to pass the bat along. Sure, that was the message from West Bend West was, hey, just gotta continue to find base hits at this point. That one's in there from Martinez. Good looking 1-0 pitch to even up the count at 1-1. Martinez comes home. That one's upstairs. Here comes Martinez with the 2-1. Off speed, and she's got Ovalle out ahead of it. Count is 2-2 with one out here in the seventh inning. West Bend West had the first two runners on base. See if Martinez can respond with back-to-back outs. That's a great block by Tristan Ernst behind the plate. And the count is full to Stella Ovalle. She struck out a couple of times, but also had that double last time around, and she pounded the ball out to right center field. This one fouled off. No, it's going to hit her. I think she's out of the box. She might be out. Yeah, she is. The ball spun forward and kind of took an awkward hop off the turf. And so the runners will be returned back to first and second. And just like that, 2 outs for West Bend West. So they're going to be a pinch hitter here. Stella Gardner is going to be pinch hit for Lillian Baylor. Going to come back in. Saw her pinch run earlier in the evening. And now she's got to extend this season for West Bend West here. First pitch to Baylor. Swung on and missed. Another good pitch by Martinez. Baylor watches that one. That one must have been a little bit up, perhaps. 1-1. Martinez comes back home. Off speed, and Baylor was way out in front. One and two. Martinez a strike away from sending the Cards to the regional championship coming up on Thursday. And she does with a high strike 3 to Baylor. So that's going to do it this afternoon. The final score, Fondy 8, West Bend West 1. And runners left on base is the stat of the day in this one. Let's take a quick 30-second break. We'll come back and finish things out here on Radio Plus.
104 years ago, Silica opened its first store. And as the community grew and home needs changed, so did we. That's why we now carry thousands of top-quality home goods. A vast furniture selection, all your appliance needs, the comfort of bedding, and even TV, security, and home electronics. Everything you need for your home, and the delivery and service after the sale that keeps customers coming back for generations. That's why, since 1922, it's been Silica for your home.
Today's game is brought to you by Edward Jones and these area Edward Jones financial advisors. Robert Bruce, located at 68 North Main Street. Patrick Ellistad, located at 560 Fond du Lac Avenue. Jeff Wills, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. And Matt Helmer, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. Good luck to all athletes in today's game. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
All right, we're back here on Radio Plus. Final score, Fondy 8, West Bend West 1. And I mentioned it there right before we took that break. Runners left on base was the story this afternoon. West Bend West left 10 runners on over the course of a 7-inning game. That is a ton. The only inning that they did not have a base runner was the third. Otherwise, they had a couple on in the first, fourth, and seventh. Left them loaded in the second. And the big hit just wasn't there tonight for the West Bend West Spartans. But for Fondy, hey, they found a way. Martinez had an excellent afternoon in the circle to battle through. I mean, that's the other side of the left on base, argument there is Martinez had traffic on all night, didn't bat an eye. She just battled right through it. And that's the reason the Fondy Cardinals are moving on. And Thursday they will take on number 2, Kimberly. And we'll have that one for you here on Radio Plus Video Sports. I believe it's set for a 5 p.m. first pitch, but keep an eye on the WIAA website for confirmation on that. We'll have a pregame show brought to you by Right Way Home Improvement. We'll have all of that coming up on Thursday. So keep an eye out for that. We'll be up in Kimberly for the Cardinals. See if they can go up there and upset Kimberly. They played Kimberly tough both times that they played them this season. So it's not just a foregone conclusion that they're going to go up there and get stomped. Yeah, I think this is a competitive Fondy team. They've shown that over the course of this season. Some highlights for Fondy offensively. We talked about Martinez in the circle, but how about Lillian Berschbach? Her stat line, 1 for 3. She also walked. She had a 2 RBI triple. She scored in that inning as well. Ava Hobson, how about this out of the 9-hole? 1 for 3. On base 2 times, 2 RBIs, and she scored. Fondy got 3 in the second, 3 in the fifth, and a couple more insurance runs in the sixth. And all that adds up to an 8-1 win for the Cardinals, and they move on to the regional championship coming up on Thursday. I'll be up there in Kimberly, and hope you'll join us for that one as well as Fondy moves on in this D1 postseason play. Jordan King saying so long. Thanks to Colby and Paul this afternoon for all their hard work and troubleshooting in the background as we battled through some heat-related things. It's just so hot this afternoon, and making sure the equipment stayed cool. They did a great job this afternoon. Thanks to all our sponsors up and down the line, and thank you for tuning in this afternoon. Fondy wins at 8-1, and they'll play Thursday. Moving on to the regional final. Good night.